to put this now. I feel like, no, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to put in a definition though. That's the thing.
Say anything.
Yeah.
She said blood sugar.
Yeah,
She's on the right lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on the right lines.
Diabetes is to do, it's to do with your struggle, it's to do with stress too, or anything. It's to do with your everyday health. I don't know.
Right.
Right.
Mia, you want to take it?
Yeah, that's the thing. I know what it is, but not a good definition.
It's an autoimmune disease where your beta, I feel on the spot now, where your beta cells stop producing insulin. So as a consequence, people with type 1 have to inject every day, every time they eat, whenever your blood sugars get too high, and then when you're too low, you have to counteract it with glucose and sugar.
But one thing I will say is when you're low, you suffer with like headaches, dizziness, and then like the fog maybe in your eyes and stuff, like not clarity, not seeing things properly. And is it when you're high, so you're sweating, you're hot?
I think the fog in my eyes was just
What?
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But there has been times when I can't see when I'm low. Have you had that?
Yeah.
I know what that stuff, but given a definition, you're asking the wrong guy, G. You're asking the wrong man.
I feel like I don't have it. I was
That's
on the
what I was
spot.
like, raw, I don't know the definition.
Nah, I just want to see where
People
you
are,
are.
yeah.
You want to touch over your diagnosis story?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed in 2009. My mum actually noticed that I had the 4 symptoms, the 4 T's, toilet thirst, tiredness, and what's the 4th one? I don't know, but there's a 4th one. And she took me into the doctors and she was like, there's something going on with her, like she's not well. And they were like, no, she's fine. And
They wouldn't do that shit.
yeah, like initially they thought I had something else, so I didn't have any insulin. And then my mum decided to keep me on like a low carb diet because she thought I had type 1, but they weren't listening to her. And then luckily, when they realised I did have type 1, my blood sugars were only 11 and I didn't go into DKA, which is really, really common with people who get diagnosed. They end up in DKA, so I was quite lucky really that I didn't end up super ill. And then,
That's a good thing that you're not ill then. Good luck, you're looking after yourself in this, so
yeah,
doing well, so
exactly.
yeah.
Did you feel any type of way when you found out she was diabetic?
It didn't make me think any like differently like of her. It was just like
Yeah.
it's like oh okay.
Did you think I was
As long as you
going to
can
catch
manage
it?
That's crazy. Get disease. No, not that bad.
I think for me it's more that I just gotta be more careful with you and just look out for you more. Just make sure you're good, got the stuff on you.
And,
if you are going to have a food, make sure you've got everything, tell them that maybe you've got the stuff as well.
mine was, I was diagnosed 2021.
Yes. Yeah.
2021. I actually did enter DKA, got very sick, hella skinny,
So,
no one knew what was going on.
yeah.
And my family, they don't really trust the medical industry.
I'll be honest, yeah, I'll tell the story as well from my point of view. So, on the day I don't know what the time was between seeing you and not seeing you, get me? You know, and I did see that day and I was like, what's going on? And I don't know when the last time I saw him was, like, it might be like a week, but when I did see him, he was going on a bike ride and I did say to Carl, you look slim, bro. Like, you look, you lost a lot of weight. And I thought, at the time I had an e-bike, so it's easy to pedal, like it's assisted. And I had a normal bike, and he couldn't ride his bike properly. So I said, jump on mine, see if that's anyhow. And he struggled then as well. I thought, yeah, we're going back home then. I thought there's something wrong. And then I said to his mum, just keep an eye on him, just make sure he's good. But yeah, that's all I could really say, because I knew there was something upcoming from me. I ain't never seen Carl like this, never seen him like act this way or be like this, or seem like that for once. I was kind of worried. So I told his mum, I was like, just keep an eye. And then the next or a couple of days, is it hospital?
Yeah, they started, because I thought they could, one thought she could heal me with all the herbs and all of that. And I was just getting sicker by the minute.
It was getting a lot worse.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can imagine, especially being in ketosis.
Yeah, so apparently I went sat on the toilet, and I just was not making any sense. I couldn't move to go to the toilet by myself, so I had a little bell on my bed that I'd press, and then they'd come, they'd have to carry me, sit me on the toilet, and apparently I was just fucked up. I was like
Yeah.
gone. So then they called the ambulance, and I spent like a week in hospital.
And to be honest, I couldn't even come to the hospital at that time as well. Cause I said I was gonna come anyway, I was gonna go see him and that, but they're saying like because of all the COVID.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually go, which pissed me off. I was like, I don't give a shit about COVID. No one cares about COVID, bro.
Yeah.
Didn't catch it once as well, so I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, yeah.
Pissed me off. I was like, yo, I just want to go see my friend, just make sure he's good. Because for one, I noticed it first. I was thinking, let me go at least see him. And I was telling me no. I was like, fuck it, man.
And
Yeah.
it's quite I don't know how, was it like more your parents got the information and then you like learn all the time?
So obviously when I got diagnosed I was only like 3. So there wasn't much I could do. So up until I was about 12, my mum would come to school, do all my injections, because I never had an insulin pump. So she'd come, do all my injections, like always on the other end of the phone. She would talk to me about it, and she would like kind of teach me and show me how to carb count and stuff like that. But I was never responsible for it until I went to secondary school.
Because I was 16, it was sort of all on me.
Yeah.
So it was within that week, I think 3 days of it I was asleep, and then the last couple of days, I think they took like a day or 2 for me to just come to my senses. And then straight after that, it's like they just bombard you with hella information.
Yeah.
It's like from now on you gotta do this, forever. And you're like, raw. So like
Fair
you're
enough.
sitting there like, what the fuck? And you got my mom singing and shit next to my bed. I'm like, no, just stop.
Singing.
Yeah, she was singing hymns and stuff and praying. I'm like,
Trying to heal you back to
yeah.
a functioning pancreas.
But wild. It's wild. I hope no one actually has to go through DKA. But
No.
I hear you, bro.
Have
Yeah, a lot of
you-
people do,
Have you
so.
been in it since, or was that it?
There was one more period, but it didn't get as bad as
No.
obviously when I was diagnosed.
No.
Because I told myself I need to fix up. But it was just
What?
Yeah,
How can
'cause-
you control that, man?
no, because there's a thing called like honeymoon phase
Yeah.
where you won't need insulin, or you'll need a lot less. It's- Why does that happen?
Because it's something to do with your pancreas and like your liver still like producing
Glycogen, yeah.
glycogen, yeah.
Yeah. Sort of like backup generator type shit.
Yeah.
We're just saying that shit.
Like,
We're just like, oh, okay, more information. Damn.
But
I should, I'm so sorry, but I should be more clued up than this, I'm sorry, fam.
nah.
I actually should be more clued up than
we
this.
do some
I am,
self-reflection
I
after
really am
this.
now. I'm really looking at this and fucking get it together, man.
It's one of those
Shit.
things you don't think to like know about
No.
anything. Like I couldn't tell you anything about cancer.
That's the thing,
I'll tell you
yeah.
anything.
It's just what affects you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one is for you two now. Has knowing someone with a chronic condition made you more empathetic or changed your worldview?
It's definitely changed mine. It's changed mine in the fact that I'm really happy with like the research they've done and the research they've made, like to make the insulin pumps on your arm now. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with that because obviously it can help you a lot more. You don't have to rely on like doing it yourself so much. It's kind of just simple. It's just a lot more easy to do. I'm guessing you've got the same thing as well.
I've only got a sensor at the moment. I still inject
Okay.
insulin.
But even now, I mean, like you lot
Yeah.
definitely have a lot more control now, and I've got a lot more things that can help. So for that, I am very grateful because my peoples are doing good. They can look after themselves more. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same, but I wouldn't say like it made me empathetic because I always was. I knew about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was properly, but I think it just made me a bit more aware of it because I didn't know how bad it could be. And obviously,
That's
when you
a
go
good
out, you always check, and it seems very stressful.
Totally.
That's a good point you raised there.
Yeah.
Good points though.
I guess we've already sort of covered that question. Okay, list everything that you think affects sugar levels.
Molly.
This is where I
No,
got
we should note this down.
You know, I'll start. A big thing for right now, I will say stress. That is at the top of the list, that is.
Stress.
One of the top three, I'd say. Stress is a big one. Hydration, drinking water, rest, sleep. You know what? Sorry. Go on.
like what you eat, like
Food.
Yeah.
That's a really great one.
Yeah, the main one.
Yeah.
who would have
That was
thought that? Well, I was just gonna say stress and get intake. Obviously, I don't really know what else. That sounds really shallow. Like I don't know.
Exercising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Yeah.
That's
all
a
the
great
fucking
one.
time. Let's think. I'm trying to use all my brain cells in my head right now. Think.
Feeling the pressure.
I am. I'm really trying to think of a good one right now. I've already listed the mains on my head. That's what I had in my head there. I'm trying to think of some more now. Good food would have been at the top of it. It just would have been at the top of the list. But I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. I thought that's just too easy to say something else. I don't know, you know. There's got to be some other main ones, but I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Dunno.
I'm gonna stop there. I can't think, you know.
Like this is gonna sound really bad, but like, would your weight affect it?
Yeah. But 100%.
You're like a really skinny person compared to a really fat person.
No.
I guess that is it.
Nah, I don't think
No.
that's one.
Okay.
You want to drop some gems, Mia?
Drop some chance. Like if you're ill.
Yeah.
Basically
Oh,
everything.
medication. You could have like steroids in it. That could affect you.
Medication, yeah.
Obviously side effects and stuff as well, innit? Like certain things can make that react to you.
Alcohol. It's like everything.
Nice. Nice.
And that was the point. Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Apart from weight.
That was
I wouldn't want to listen, you know.
that was a bit poor, Mark.
What weight affects everyone?
I suppose your weight would affect how much insulin you take, probably.
So I was right in a sense.
Yeah,
Just not this sense.
So to ask you like now, what's the difference between type 1 and type 2? Is type 2 based off what you're eating mainly? Is it like you've got it purely off just...
So yeah, like 90% of the time, type 2 is because you're overweight and your diet isn't
Yeah.
what it should be. But there's like a really rare percentage where it's like for like genetic reasons, like people have, their resistance to insulin is just biologically like not as great.
Okay.
So sometimes that's why they develop it. But yeah, like it's usually a dietary thing. Yeah, and type 1 is just purely autoimmune, so you just get it. It's an attack on your immune system.
Okay. Interesting.
But type 2 is reversible, so
Type 2 is reversible.
in all cases, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, I didn't know.
Do you think type 1 will be reversible at any point?
Probably not, if I'm being honest. I think they'll find a cure.
I was gonna say, over time, they probably
Yeah.
will find something that will probably cure it over time. And
Yeah.
will do a good job of like trying to like control
Yeah.
stuff.
I think like pancreas transplants and stuff, probably
Yeah.
at some point, but not for a long time.
Even that CRISPR, bro. They'll probably have some
Yeah.
genetic editing. Have you ever heard of that thing called CRISPR?
I don't think so.
It's like genetic editing. So they can customize, before you're even born, they can check your DNA and take things and obviously pull that certain DNA. It could be like cancerous.
Yeah.
Take that out and obviously replace it with a new DNA that will stop you from getting
Yeah, I think that's
so
likely as
even
well.
that as well.
They do a lot of testing with that kind of thing, don't they?
That was 13 years ago that came out, so they're therefore advancing like now. So even like that's what I'm saying, it's probably possible now with what they're doing. It
Yeah.
probably is.
What would you change about yourself?
What would I change about myself?
Yeah.
Change
What if
anything.
you could like genetically mutate yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, change
It's
anything.
like customizing shit.
Physically, probably not.
Not I like
I
it.
just feel like that's not me.
No,
But genetically, like my family has quite a lot of history with like cancer, and so I'm
Okay.
quite high risk for that. So I'd probably get rid of that.
Okay. That's a good option. I like that. What about
Probably make myself taller.
you? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Decent
Like
right
me
now.
I like always wear platforms on my shoes because
You want to be a little bit taller.
I want to be a little bit taller.
You want to
yeah.
be dominant. I hear it still.
Why do you want to be tall?
You
I think I look better when I'm a bit taller. I think I look disproportionate when I'm like,
really?
yeah. No, honest, like all my shoes have platforms on them.
Swear?
Swear down.
Swear? Nah, fair enough. Each to their own, I guess. I don't know myself, you know. I don't know. Give myself probably better shoulders. If I could. Shoulder strength. That's it. Are the keys in the door?
Oh my god.
I feel like what I'm trying to do now with this calisthenics business, my shoulders is my weakest point.
Mm.
So that's what I'd say, give myself more shoulder strength just to, you know, that stuff, just be able to do this stuff more.
No, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I'm happy with the way I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change anything. I'm really against it, if I'm honest, changing your body. Not like, especially if you want to custom yourself just to make yourself look better. I don't think you should do that. I think you should just happy the way you are. So, yeah, I wouldn't change anything other than that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you rate yourselves out of 10?
I was gonna
Oh my
ask that, you know.
god.
Let's rate ourselves right now.
No way.